welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Edmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin DeClo.
And Colin Cunningham.
And today we're talking about a movie that some of you might despise, or maybe not, because it's actually...
Commit, April, commit!
It's actually pretty good. I'm a despiser. No, okay.
Yeah.
You're a despiser head? Despisery-on?
Is that even a
Despiser?
real word? I think it's made up.
Well, I don't know.
Like, you're a despiser.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
A hater.
Okay, so...
Despiser.
Despiser.
That's right.
Oh my God!
You
The
have to say it
Despiser's
like
in the
that.
room.
We're talking about Despiser, a movie from 2003.
Yep.
That is a passion project, I guess. I actually don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know the background
100%.
really about this movie, but I do know that it was pretty adorable.
Yeah. Directed by Philip Cook, who pretty much...
Philip J. Cook.
Philip J. Cook, who probably did like most of the stuff on this movie, like including visual effects. Now, this is really funny. So you, April, have already... By the way...
Colin, do you think he did the visual effects himself? Like, is that
No.
And I don't mean that they're bad. I mean, there's so many of them
Yes.
that, like, it's absolutely he's the one who did it.
Yeah, I saw in the credits. I think it's him and his brother. But it was like, visual effects by Eagle Pictures Productions or something. And then I looked on IMDb. It's just him and his brother.
It's that. Yeah.
Wait, I'm looking at Philip J. Cook's credit, and one pops out that's very I can't say the word, anomaly. There you go, got it.
An anomaly.
Yeah, in his credits, he was a cinematographer of the Godfrey Ho film Undefeatable with Cynthia Rothrock.
What? I've seen
Yeah,
the
that's what it
movie.
says on IMDb.
Are you sure it's not just a wrong credit and a guy had the
It
same
feels like it's a
name?
wrong credit just because he has but he did shoot all of his own movies.
Yeah, and he came from like a practical background, I believe. He was like a model builder.
Okay.
There are some models in Despiser. They fly by really fast.
They
though.
do, but
saw
they're...
one.
Yeah, I had to rewind oh, is that a practical model? Wow.
And I think he sometimes, it's very kind of subtle because there's so much CGI effects. He sometimes comps practical models into the backgrounds of the shots.
Yeah. So this is a really funny one. Justin, I finally found out where I saw the clips of this movie from. Okay, so I was just on my Instagram a few days ago, I think, and I follow this page called VCR of Death or VHS of Death or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they played a clip from this movie. And I was like, holy shit.
You go, I think we need to watch Despiser.
And then April's like, that's the one I always have on my YouTube channel. So anytime it comes up, it shows.
So I have a watch later list. So every time we go to it, you see the same thing. And that's been there for about a year.
And I always laugh anytime I see Despiser.
It's a fan emailed us about it, just joking that did Colin work on this?
I wish.
And he said specifically that it was a joke.
How dare you?
And so I found it on YouTube and saved it, scrolled through it, and I was like, yeah, we could do that someday, and then never watched it.
So
Fun story about Despiser. I saw the DVD for the first time when I was at Scarecrow Video in Seattle, and I saw it was by the company who was famous for putting public domain stuff out on Blu-ray, Alpha Video. And I went, Alpha Video puts out new movies, eh? Maybe they could do that with Gold Ninja Video. It's the film that inspired Gold Ninja Video.
Oh, that's wild.
What?
Yeah.
So it looks like this got a big release recently or something like that.
Yeah, it was put out by my good friends, Visual Vengeance on Blu-ray. And I say my good friends because I do special features for them all the time.
Yeah,
Lots
I've heard
still
of
coming out.
Visual Vengeance. What other things
Oh
have they
man,
put
what
out?
movies have they not? So they put out Kung Fu Rascals. They put out Furious. They put out what was it called? That horror film. There was the two brothers in Hawaii that shot it together.
Oh, yeah.
The Cousins Brothers.
The Cousins Brothers,
which is funny to say. Oh, what was that called?
They also put out.
That was the Evil Dead one.
Yeah.
Let's see what else that you would know.
Go.
God, Fungicide. They put out.
Oh yeah.
Hey, previous episode.
Yep. What else? I'm looking through the list here. Vampires and Other Stereotypes. They do a really good work. And Lichen Colony they put out as well.
Oh my God! Wow.
Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder from Hell. The guy who runs it, I get along with him very well. He's very nice. He puts up with all the stuff that I want to do. I'm like, can I do this? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. No problem. And we'll pay you for it.
Okay.
And with Despiser, if you order early from them, you get really fun little baubles. It came with a troll doll that said Despiser on it.
Wow. So I guess this movie is more well known than I thought because, yeah, just I really haven't heard much about it other than that one person. And then Colin, we watched. I was like, yeah, I'm aware of this movie. And then you were like, oh my god, I've seen this before. I swear I've seen this before.
So
he was freaking
dying,
out,
and I'm like, so I watched like clips from it, and I'm like, okay, I've seen this sequence of the guy like on the apartment ledge. He's like going to jump off, and it's all CG. And I'm like, Justin, did we watch this together or something?
I didn't post that clip, so no.
And then you said, no, I like posted something on Twitter years ago. And I'm like, no, maybe that's it. I don't know. So I finally figured out it was on Corridor Crew. We watched this YouTube channel called Corridor Digital where they review like,
they review visual effects.
Have they backed away from their AI stance recently, or?
I think they still use it sometimes for their like, I made this thing. They have different video, like they do the review stuff, but they also like, they're like, I tried to make this.
But it's going to revolutionize the way that we do animated content, according to them.
I think they backed away from that, but
stuff like
obviously
that.
they still use machine learning and stuff like that. And
that's a part of
well, that's a part of that has existed for decades. So.
Sure,
anyway.
and like I use that stuff at work.
But yeah, so I guess they had reviewed this, and we're gonna have to go back and see what they said.
Yeah, so
I hope they said it was amazing.
Oh, that was
otherwise shut their mouth.
They usually do. They have respect for.
Oh, sure.
Small.
Well, all you got to say about Despiser when you watch it is, buddy, this was made in 2003.
Yeah.
The idea of rendering this on probably a just commercial computer, and I know that Philip J. Cook used Adobe After Effects making this. So
probably, but the 3D stuff, I had to look it up. So I'm like, it's got to be Lightwave. Like, it looks like Lightwave 3D, but it was done in the end credits. They thank this company, Impulse, that did Imagine. So there was a program on the Amiga before Lightwave called Imagine 3D. That was the first program I think I ever used to do 3D on my Amiga.
But wouldn't that be out of date by the time this was being made?
Apparently 2006 was like its last release. So
wouldn't it take like...
Oh my God.
I remember reading somewhere that like he worked on this for years and years and years.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Because like one shot would be like 24 hours of rendering time. Like no joke.
The whole movie is one big VFX shot.
Yeah,
for the most part.
There's so much CG in this movie, and I got to say right off the bat, it's my favorite thing. Like I can't believe like how much it like it, sure, yes, it doesn't, it's not ILM, it's not up to Hollywood standards or anything, but it's so much fun. This is like the type of movie that I would have made. If I could render all this back then, I would have loved to have made something like
now,
this.
I will say something that will sound ridiculous as we talk about the movie. I wish it was a little crazier. Because like I feel that the director is so locked in that he sometimes like limits like the wildness you could get out of such his concept.
A lot of times I felt like I was watching like a sci-fi original movie where like they're playing it pretty straight mostly.
Yeah, well they're playing it straight, and clearly he knows what these visual effects are.
Oh yeah.
So he wants to keep them controlled and within the logic of his filmmaking. So like every camera move is like, oh, if we had a crane, how would we shoot this?
Exactly. And that's one thing I would say is like there's a lot of like Mad Max-esque like car chases in this movie.
Some would say, even though it came out before, Speed Racer type car chases in this movie.
Yeah, totally.
Intentionally stylized is what you're saying. Yes. But the camera work, like he definitely knows like cinematography and how a camera would move, and like the blocking and the editing is really, really well done and very competent.
He is a cinematographer, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he is.
Shot undefeated with
Undefeatable.
Undefeatable with
I'm gonna go get my Blu-ray on the shelf and see like is he, because I know they interviewed the cinematographer of the movie, and I'm sure that when I think Vinegar Syndrome put it out that he would be listed as one of the people that would have been interviewed on it. So
okay.
I keep thinking you're saying Philip J. Fry.
You know what? It may be a different guy because I see here it says Phil Cook.
Oh,
so he may be credited incorrectly.
The only way we'll know is if we contact him.
Well, I mean,
or we could just look deeper into it. I'm sure people have cleared this up.
Yeah. Well, the Blu-ray came with a whole bunch of behind the scenes and interviews with him, so maybe he talks about
maybe
that.
he mentions Undefeatable.
Yeah, it's possible.
No, all I have to do is pop in the Undefeatable Blu-ray and see if it's him in that interview.
Yeah, he did an interview. Okay, great.
Well, this movie starts off with it sets the tone immediately.
I think it starts off with the greatest opening credit ever. like an eagle flies at the screen. Eagle Films.
We get this really, really fun action sequence. It's like this group of, I don't know, demon hunters chasing down.
I thought that they were like, vampire hunters, because you don't know what's happening.
You don't know
right
exactly
first.
what's happening,
Yeah.
but
they're chasing this like evil guy in this CGI church.
Yeah, it sets the tone immediately. You're like, this is what you're going to get. Very limited practical sets with tons of CGI expansion.
Yeah, often there'll be like a doorway and there's like black, like you can't see what's in the background. There's fog and blue light coming in, and then it'll pull out into like a wider shot of the.
Yeah.
He's very fond of like putting the characters shot on green screen, but on cards, and then moving the camera around them, putting them in like a CG environment. But then moving the camera, which is very kind of like ballsy. You usually don't do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that style, this movie has a visual aesthetic style.
It does, yeah.
I don't know what you exactly call it, but
I would call it early 2000s.
well, yeah, but not just that, but like a lot of it looks like early like PS1 video game.
No, you're thinking of an FMV game.
Yeah.
A full motion video game.
Yeah, but like
it's like Ripper. Christopher Walken's gonna come up and he's like, you're trying to solve the mystery.
But even like the way like the CGI like models look, that's a style that people now are trying to recreate. Like I said, I'm sure
you
it
mean
has
like kind of like a
name for
low
it.
res?
Yeah, or like
style?
when Tim and Eric would do like animated kind of stuff like that. Or
guys,
like,
have you been following that like Tim Heidecker has become the new lead of InfoWars because
Onion
Onion
stuff?
bought it?
Yeah.
And that Alex Jones has reacted by showing clips from Tim and Eric shows and be like, look at this disgusting pedophile. And it'll be like a clip from $1 Billion Movie of like of Eric Warheim being like shit on by a little kid. He's like, oh, it's so disgusting. Warning.
It gets funnier and funnier. But you know, like especially now, there is a push for, because people our age, or I guess
Retro.
maybe younger, are going for a retro aesthetic. Like remember like Kung Fury? I know it never actually came out, but like the trailer or whatever, that looks like this movie, and they're doing it purposefully with love, I think. And you know, like again, like bad
April.
computer
Kung
graphics.
Fury was like 15 years ago.
Hey, it's coming out eventually. No, it's probably
11
not.
years ago it came out.
Yeah. But the I know what you mean, and I think it's the limitations of the CG at the time.
That makes it fun to watch.
It does.
Visually.
Yeah, you can't like
Because it's of the time.
Even if you tried to make something
people
look
do
like this,
try, but it's not the same as somebody who has the limitations. Like, you know, like there's also like fake video game like web series. I call them web series out now. Like, Justin, you know, what's that thing that you talked about where it's like it's like fake PS1 graphics. But
Titanium
it's like
Daydream.
Yeah, Titanium Daydream is what I'm talking about.
Oh.
So it's like that's like meant to look really of its time, but it's also like a short film that became like kind of like a web series type thing.
I would love to go back and like try to do CG in like one of those
this
old
style?
programs. No, just go back and try to use
The program.
God.
Yeah, so I followed my friend on LinkedIn. He's like an animator that I used to work with, but he found an old version of Softimage. It was like one of the original 3D programs they used.
Soft Image.
Yeah, it was made in
Not Image.
No, it was from Montreal.
Okay,
all
love
the
it.
big 3D programs were created in Canada, so it's like Maya. What we use now is from Autodesk. And which originally came from Alias in Toronto. Softimage was like the animation software that was used on like The Abyss, Terminator 2,
Wow, so Canadians
Jurassic Park.
like are the reason that the VFX industry exists.
Yeah, pretty much. Softimage was like a huge animation program, the best character animator program you could use. But he found a version, like he was going through old work from the 90s that he had saved somehow, and like loading old files, somehow got like Softimage working and like loaded up his old like projects that he was working on and like rendered them and stuff. And it was like, oh my God.
That's fun.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, I will also say that the film has a visual look, which is early digital video cameras,
Yes.
which probably weighed 900 pounds. And there was a thing that they used to do to make it look like film, which was like basically make it look fuzzier.
Yeah.
Because digital was so sharp. That
It was like a
there's
haze filter. Like
It's a haze filter on it, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a
is-
haze and a glow.
This
that
is
they put
also
on it.
interlaced. Why is that?
It's because the way it probably shot at 29.97.
Yeah, or like
They
30.
shot
coming in.
it at 1080i. Or
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
well, all our cameras, like my digital camera was interlaced. The first one that I had, which was a little Canon one.
Yeah, it was like
so
30
the older ones. That's what they were.
They could only do
That makes
30
sense.
frames a second.
Gotcha.
I don't think.
God,
20...
I used to shoot, and I only had one mini DV tape that I would record on over and over again until like digital artifacts started popping up on it. Because
Yeah.
I couldn't buy a new digital video tape every time I wanted to.
If
tape
anyone
something.
doesn't know what interlacing is, it's when you can see the little lines kind of on the footage.
Yeah, so basically,
Black
isn't it the
lines.
way that the information is read on screen that it's done like
Every other frame.
You
every
have
other
to,
frame.
Yeah. So basically, if you worked on a film which is shot at 24 frames a second, and you wanted to play it on TV, which back in the day was 60 frames a second interlaced, you would have to duplicate. We called it like I think it was like 3-2 pull down or whatever.
Yep,
Yep.
3-2 pull down. I mean,
It's like
and
4-2-2 or
I'm
something
not
like
too,
that.
I'm not too young to know what that is. 'cause
God,
that's what I
nightmare
was
when
doing
you would
when
have to
I
deal
first
with
started.
that.
Yeah, because I worked for a company that did mostly
and you can
television
see it.
shows.
You can see it. What is it called? It's called like decombing when you're getting rid of the
yeah.
interlace artifacts. Because I've done it in virtual dub
You'd have to
before.
kind of like
Yeah. Well, you know
repeat frames or merge
Yeah.
frames.
You put things through something that was called telecine,
Yeah.
which would do the conversion.
And basically, if people don't know what interlacing looks like, it's when there's movement. If it's done incorrectly, you'll see little lines pop up.
yeah,
Yeah, so
and
that,
if
like-
it's interlaced, you almost always will see it at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, if you pause
if
a
you
frame,
know what to look for.
every other horizontal line is like interlaced.
Yeah.
It's like two different frames merged together.
It's bad. And I wonder when do we get rid of that?
Probably when
well,
like
when
20.
televisions were no longer
Shooting 60 frames per second.
two
Yeah.
TVs, right?
Yeah.
So it's all flat screen right now, right?
Yeah, when it went to HD, I think we kind of made the switch to 24. But yeah, and then cameras for the longest time couldn't shoot 24 and digital cameras.
Yeah, for the long time they couldn't do that.
until
So,
like around Attack of the Clones.
but even now they barely shoot 24. They still shoot 23.976. Yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. That's the limitations of the technology.
I wanted to ask you, Colin,
amazing.
what was it like working in visual effect? Did it affect you at all when they started shooting digital? So when you're getting the stuff to process the shots, you're not dealing with.
Oh, huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Huge.
So, like, was it just like easier to deal with?
Much
Because there's
easier.
also like a degradation loss. Was that something you had to deal with when you were doing special effects? A degradation loss from the scan of the film?
The scan of the film, no, you couldn't really tell the degradation.
Right, because you're doing it digitally at that point. I'm thinking of like Close Encounters, because they're working optically. When you would do optical effects, you'd lose a generation, so they would shoot on like
yeah.
65.
Yeah, you're basically
millimeter.
copying the film every time, almost like a photocopier. Each time you add a optical element, like say a spaceship,
Yeah.
and the more layers that you add, the more times you have to copy. So you basically shoot on the biggest format possible to start with the best image, so that by the time it degrades, it's sort of passable on 35 mil.
But I feel like that was still an issue in the 2000s because I would
was,
watch
yeah.
something like Shaolin Soccer, and you could tell when a visual effect was coming up
Yeah.
because there was a degradation. Why? What would be causing that?
I don't know if that was just like an optical thing or
Yeah, like it would get a little bit more orange and like,
Yeah,
a visual
yeah.
effect is coming up.
Yeah, and it was it was kind of tricky. It was like we weren't really rendering like high color depth back then. And
Oh, so that could have been the issue as well.
yeah, even when
yeah.
I worked on the big hit, I remember there was an explosion shot. The video store explodes. You would normally render that in log so that they could grade it after the fact, but I remember it looking very clipped in the theater.
Okay, you know what? That 100% explains that you're working in the digital format, not at a high color depth
Yeah,
enough. So when
you're
it gets
working
exported,
in like 8-bit already, so it's like when
Yeah.
you do the effect and then give it to the grading house, there's no color to work with anymore.
Yeah.
So if people don't know, 8-bit is that like everything is shot in 10-bit right now. But if you're shooting in 8-bit and you get shadows and stuff like that, you get what's called banding, which is like weird digital noise.
more
Yeah.
more lines.
Or for something like
More lines, yeah.
an explosion,
Different
which
kinda
will
lines.
blow out and go to white.
Yeah.
You could grade that after the fact and bring that brightness down to reveal
Oh,
more.
so the information existed?
Yeah, it still exists
in 10-bit. Okay.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So we've got all this latitude now to like play with color after the fact.
People are like, what the hell are you guys talking
exactly.
about?
Yeah, I know.
it's very granular for sure.
But that's why. And I remember that shot came up where the store exploded, and I was like, oh, it's like, when it whited out the explosion, it was just like this muddly gray. It looked gross. But anyway, Despiser has none of those problems.
No, because I'm just thinking of like, it's clear that shooting digital allowed Phil Cook to be like, all right, I can do as many special effects that I want to because I don't need to do optical scans of the stuff.
Yeah.
And he probably just transferred it at home. I don't know. 2000, he's probably shooting on big decks that he may have had to go through.
If this came out in 2003, he must have been shooting this in the late 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because
and he must have been shooting on like gigantic digital cameras then. Probably not prosumer stuff.
Well, it's not 16:9.
No.
Oh, is it not?
Is it
I didn't even know.
No,
that.
it's 4:3. Is it right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Well, there's one thing I noticed. So, first of all,
I'm
this
checking. You're right, April. It is 4:3. So
That's why I thought I was like, was this a made-for-TV movie? But this didn't air anywhere, right? This is like
it should have, but it probably did not. No.
I noticed there were a couple like the U-Haul logo, and I'm like, how did they get that? They didn't have to, blur that out or whatever.
I don't know.
If people want behind the scenes stuff, there's actually Eagle Films posted the making of Despiser, so you can see
nice.
behind the
cool.
scenes what they're working
The
with.
whole movie is also on YouTube.
On YouTube, check it out. Honestly,
but
Did
maybe
Eagle
consider-
Films post it because.
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Let's get back to this opening scene because it's really, really fun, very exciting. We're introduced to this what we find out later is like a demon hunting team. We've
Kind
got
of.
Nimbus. He's like the lead guy who is basically Sam Jackson.
No, his name is Frank. What is his name?
No, it's like Carl.
Carl. Yeah.
I think it's Carl Nimbus. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's the leader of this team, and it looks like he's kind of wearing an outfit from like the early 1900s. It's like a military outfit, and you're like, okay, what's going on? There's like a Japanese team member. He's got a pilot's jacket with like the rising sun on
He
the
has
back.
a flag sewn to the back of his
so
jacket.
He's like a Japanese fighter pilot. So you get the idea that this team is members from all different time periods, from different military. We've got this British, quote unquote British woman. She's like a British
Is she supposed to be British? I'm like, is she Australian?
I don't
What I
know.
said, dubious accent.
Yeah, it
And
goes
then,
it goes all over the
younger
place.
guy. I don't really know.
A kind of younger cowboy
yeah,
guy.
cowboy guy.
Jake, I think his name
And
is.
they put this glowing thing in a gun barrel.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Carl.
Whoa.
Nimbus.
Colin, I need to ask you, what popularized the CGI lightning? Because we could not turn a corner watching a movie without seeing someone going, oh,
with
with lightning
the,
going around them.
Star Wars.
I can
Was
tell
it?
you, lens flares were that was
Oh,
Babylon 5.
boy. Yeah, especially in this movie.
That was Babylon 5, baby. That's why I thought it was
Oh, that's Babylon
Lightwave.
5. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because that was Lightwave, and when Lightwave came out with lens flares, everybody used lens flares.
There is that magical late 90s, early 2000s CGI lens flare.
Yeah.
All it makes me think of, Colin, April, what was the YTV thing? It was that was the CGI
The short
clips.
circuits.
Short
I think they were
circuit,
called.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what these are.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
were like tech demos that they were played interstitially in between
That were
shows.
probably, were they Canadian? Because they
Yeah, I
used them
think
as
so.
kind of filler.
Yeah, my friend Paul did one.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? So yeah, absolutely Canadian. Yeah,
Yeah.
country of origin, Canada.
They would go-
That's how to
Spiral
get
Boy
through we need content, so let's put this. Mind's Eye. Oh, that was the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was like that type of lens flare. It was like a white star filter with a red circle around.
And there would sometimes be a green.
Yeah.
But I saw it in this movie several times.
Oh my god, yeah. So it's shown that Nimbus has these magical bullets in his revolver, and he can shoot these demons and actually kill them. So it's you get this amazing action scene right off the bat. I'm like, I love this movie, and I love the style of the CGI, and I love when directors have so much ambition and they have no money, and it's we're gonna make this work. And I will not cut back on my vision.
No, and this movie, guys, it's not funny bad. It's
not
good.
funny bad, I don't
It's
think.
Genuinely
good for
fun.
what it is.
And I gotta say, the acting.
Yeah, so that's my favorite thing. I'm not saying a specific character. I'm saying everybody, but specifically the main guy and Nimbus is
he's
I'm
great.
you have to think about these people are mostly acting in a warehouse in front
Yeah.
of green screens, and they're
the
doing
the
pretty
main
damn
guy
good.
is basically kind of like Bruce Campbell's less uncharismatic brother,
Yes.
Yeah,
Bill
like
Bill
he-
Campbell.
Bill
He
Campbell,
doesn't
who's
look
older.
like a painter or a mercenary like he is in this movie. He just looks like an actor.
A normal
I'm like,
guy.
this guy must have done like Shakespeare, like on his local stage, because he has a very, very chiseled, chin and face, and he just has like a gravitas to it. And I was shocked immediately how good the acting was. Cheesy, yes, but it's not what you typically get when someone has their friends be in a movie. These are actors,
and like the sets are covered with like black garbage bags.
Yeah, they're certainly doing better than like I don't even want to bring him up, a Neil Breen movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is
in a completely different class.
It's funny how like Neil Breen, doing the same type of thing where it's like shooting people on green screen, putting them into like CGI environments.
But except
or
everyone
whatever.
is terrible.
But it's like, Neil Breen does it like 20 years later and it looks so much worse.
So much worse.
10 million times worse.
Yeah, this has so much ambition, and the camera moves and the camera work, even in just like the live action sections, are very dynamic and like very well shot and exciting. And it gives like the movie, you watch a lot of like these low budget movies that are kind of swinging for the stars, and it's mostly kind of boring because it's shot very badly.
And they have no like...
They can't act.
Yeah, they have no options, so they have to like just shoot it all in a room or something like that.
Yeah, but this is shot in like, they have that one kind of brick wall set that they built that they reuse again and again. They were in a warehouse, but they shot this in a warehouse set, because I saw it in the credits. So they were they had that. Yeah.
And then there's like at the beginning we get to see Gordon, our main character, like his job and his house, and we establish this main character.
Yeah. So he wakes up. He's a poor graphic designer.
Graphic design is my passion.
my passion. By the way, he's working on a Silicon Graphics computer.
Ooh, aren't those fancy?
They were like very, very expensive back in the day. It's the only
you said, right?
This is like the ones that I started out using. They were incredibly expensive, like $100,000, types of thing. These are the only computers that you could run like, Alias or Softimage or anything on them, because they were so powerful.
You're saying in the 80s, though. This was like the late 90s.
So I would say like late 80s and early 90s.
So it would have been 10 years old at that point.
I think the one
I guess it's not that old.
The one he's got is like an O2, I think, or an Octane or something like that. It's like a kind of desktop version.
But yeah, I like this, like the boss character who's very like, what are you doing? We need that poster now. And he's like, how about this? And it's like devils and skeletons and blood and stuff, and so he's mouthing off, and then they get in a big fight, and
he gets fired.
You're fired. I quit. You're fired.
Yeah. He comes home. His wife is like moving out. His schlubby friends, are two goofballs that are like helping his wife move out.
Even those guys are fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Everyone in this is fine.
His buddy is the most like best friend of a sitcom schlub that you've ever met.
Yeah, big time.
Totally.
He looks
like Sean Astin.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Sean Astin.
A little bit.
Sean Astin mixed with like Jim Belushi or something.
Yeah, it's like Bruce. Yeah, the poster for these actors would be like Campbell, Astin. You're like, oh wow, I can't wait to see it. These guys.
But they're getting evicted from their home.
Yeah, I guess he's such a loser. His wife is kind of bitching him out because, like,
I don't know. Does his wife have a job? Why does he have to pay the
that's
bills?
never.
Exactly.
Later, she's like, I'm tired of having to work 2 jobs, but we never.
Okay, so she does mention it.
We never know what those jobs are.
He's just a lowly artist. He doesn't. He's a talented painter, but he's unmotivated.
Well, that's up for debate. Considering we see his art later on down
Some
the
of
line.
the stuff is okay, but.
They are clearly stills from the movie that have like a
painting
painting
filter. Airbrush.
That's true.
He's just run through Photoshop and done like painting filter.
But like the chick who plays the wife is good too. Again, I'm like these are working actors. They just feel like
local dinner production actors.
I said that too, and I would agree.
Yeah, but competent. I'm like these are good guys. And the funny thing is, Nimbus. I looked him up, and I'm like, he's got to be like Sam Jackson's brother or something. He like acts so much
Jackson,
like
Campbell, Astin.
But yeah, he's never worked again in a movie. This is like his only credit. Yeah.
So he might be like a commercial actor,
or like
a stage actor. It's just not on IMDb. Like he's too good to have for this to be the only thing he ever did.
Yeah. So Maggie, his wife, is like, I'm moving in with my mom. And
you're not coming with me.
You're not coming with me. It's a great scene where he's driving down the highway. It's almost like, remember One Track Lover from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like one of those scenes where he's driving down the road, like thinking about his past, like his pictures of Maggie are kind of like floating in the air. And he gets...
For some reason, there's two children in the
Run
middle
into
of
the street, the middle of the highway.
And so he swerves, and you guys all saw the little monster,
It's
right?
like a little demon thing or something.
That's never
Yeah, I went frame by
acknowledged.
frame, and you see it's a little like black thing that he flies into.
Yeah, because they show that twice, and I'm like, whatever. I guess that's just a sign of what's to come, because this director got these actors to be in this movie. I'm sure he paid them, but this is a really kind of out there idea.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
It's sci-fi, fantasy, biblical.
Yeah, so this could number one could be like categorized under Christian films.
I guess so. Kind
Because
of. They don't
what
really
ends up
mention
happening
God. They go like, man upstairs.
Is our hero crashes off the highway, wakes up, and he's surrounded by a bunch of masked goons,
Like minions.
Yeah.
minions. And there's a big missile launcher. There's a lot of missiles in this for some reason.
Yeah. So there's a big rocket launcher, and then we see Shadow Man, who's kind of like commanding these minions. And then
just like people wearing like hoods.
our hero Gordon is rescued by the Demon Hunter squad, who show up. This is really funny. A lot of car stuff, a lot of car action in this movie. The CG cars, it's like they're driving these kind of like 1990s like Chrysler sedans.
It's weird that they didn't, considering that there seemingly is no real cars in this movie ever.
There's a
so they didn't
few.
make them like
Yeah.
really goofy or anything like that.
Yeah, like hot rods or something.
Was this like the only model that was in the pack that they got?
Well,
Like,
I realized what happened. I'm like, why are they driving these like, blue sedans or something? But later in the movie, when they park the car and they get out, it's
Okay,
actually
that's
a
why.
real car. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so this is just the director's car.
that they
Yeah.
had.
And then he just modeled it the same way in 3D.
Because even like the close-ups, you could tell if it was a different car. So
Yeah.
they just had it be as close to the real car.
So it's kind of fun. It's just like watching Mad Max, but like, I don't know, with like
like a Toyota,
like a Ford Taurus or something like that. Like, it's like, okay, this is weird.
man, I watched some of these shots and I just like, oh God, all the time that Philip Cook spent like rotoscoping fire in the background because the camera's moving a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of like rock solid. Like you don't even see it like move incorrectly.
Yeah,
overall, it's pretty good.
It's very well done.
There was one. Well, the end scene when you actually see the Despiser. I don't know about that,
Well,
but other
I
than
love
that,
that the movie's
yeah.
like, we're keeping the Despiser in the background. On every cover of the movie, the Despiser's like right on the front being like, hey, how's it going?
And,
I
like,
star in this movie. It's me, Despiser.
Yeah, but there's a couple scenes where like the road was like buzzing with horrible render errors, but I can forgive that. Of
Colin,
course.
when did you feel in the visual effects? Because you were always in CG. When they're like, get away from models and stop motion. It's CG is where it's at. Like, are producers saying this? Like, they're like, there's more value in this.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate?
Yeah, it was like,
okay.
1990s. Early, it's probably like mid-90s.
Because
It's like
the director
everything-
made earlier films from this, and they're filled with stop motion effects.
Oh,
So,
cool.
like, yeah.
I was getting like, I was getting like a Manborg kind of Steve
Yeah.
Kostansky vibe from this. It isn't as like stylish as Steve's films or like intentional, but
I think it's more grounded than Steve's.
yeah, it has like, it doesn't have the
Yeah.
whimsical quality that Steve's films, or like the kind of mix of media. But this is sort of like more all CG. But there is a shot here of like, so Nimbus and his squad, and he's like, get in. Gordon jumps into the car and they take off. And then the Japanese guy blows up the missile launcher. And then just for a split second, they actually have a practical explosion,
Yeah,
like a
they do.
model.
You can tell that he wanted to like hide it, that it was an effect.
Yeah.
And it's shot on film because that's the only way you could get proper slow motion.
Yeah.
Is blowing up models on
Yeah,
film.
he comps like another explosion over top of it, but you can see the model
Yeah,
and,
it's like
and
blown
the
up.
explosion.
I'm
It looked
almost
good.
wondering if it's like a reused shot from like a, something else
Another
that he
movie?
did.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, I got to work, rocket launchers into this movie somehow. Yeah, so he's there. He's camping out with the crew. Nimbus,
Anyway,
like,
he explains what's going on.
yeah. So basically, Gordon has died, and this place is purgatory, and it's where all the kind of lost souls go before they go on to
But
either heaven or hell.
It also, he says that like only special people go there because like most of them are kind of just these like wandering like masses who are like being used by the bad guy, but them and their crew are different. And he's like, how did you die? And he's like, oh, I swerved to save 2 kids. And he's like, that's it. So if you sacrifice yourself, you kind of become like a different level of person in this world, I guess.
Yeah, so I think Nimbus, I forget how he died, but then the Japanese guy say he like swerved
He
his
also
plane.
was on was it a plane or a car?
Oh, it was a plane. He's a fighter pilot.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I think he pulled up last minute to avoid doing something. And so they all ended up. So this is their squad. And Despiser is like this evil creature.
Supposedly an alien that crashed on Earth, and I somehow ended up in purgatory or was on Earth and then died and then ended up
So
being
maybe
in
if you
purgatory.
cross the atmosphere and you die, you automatically go to Earth purgatory.
I
yeah,
guess.
exactly.
So don't die in space, ladies and gents, because
Eartha-
you'll go to a...
Eartha Torgi.
But
And-
Despiser, the gag is like Despiser doesn't know. He just thinks it's like this hell dimension, and he's been trying to escape, him and his minions.
Yeah, so basically the Despiser is like the big bad guy, and he has kind of like a second in command who is this
Shadow
kind of
Man.
like goofy guy who ends up going through 3 different bodies in the movie, which I wonder, I was like, did they write it that way so like the actors could go and like do other things? You know, I
Yeah.
always think about that when they do that in low budget movies. Maybe, but all 3 of them end up being great. They still feel like it's the same character.
Yeah.
And then also the kind of like hooded people who later are wearing like rags. That's a very kind of like a low budget or no budget movie trope, which is make sure you can't see people's faces, put them in cloaks, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, you know, Impossible Horror did it, you know, even like something like
We didn't put
Coven.
cloaks over their head. They're all wearing hoodies, and you just can't see their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way it could be anyone under there. It could be the same
Yeah.
person 5 times.
Exactly.
You know, that's
Yeah.
how you do it.
That never happened. We got new people every time.
Well,
That's right.
Philip Cook, you know, he could take 3 people and make it look like, 7 people.
I didn't really notice anything that looked like he did that though, but did he?
Yeah, he definitely
Oh, I'm
did.
sure he did. Yeah, he's got lots of them on cards.
Duplicate them, you know.
Yeah.
Like they did it in like, you know, the Druid Gladiator clone too.
Yeah.
They all do it.
But what I love, he's very clever in the way that he uses those cards. One would say that Avatar: Way of Water was kind of flexing with the integration of real people in a CG environment and
Yes.
interacting. Maybe Despiser did it first. In 2003.
I totally agree.
You put someone on a card and you put them onto a 3D model, and then you can move the camera around them, and it looks like they're actually like sitting on the model.
Yeah.
You just don't move the camera too much, but he's
just-
not afraid of it. He doesn't like lock the camera down. And,
Like-
No, he doesn't. But again, it's the difference that in like CG, oftentimes people are like, I could move the camera wherever you want. And it's like, yeah, it sucks.
They went
Like
too far.
Zemeckis does that all the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
just
stinks.
because you can doesn't mean you have to turn
should, yeah.
around a character 10 times and then fly up into the air,
Yeah.
which you do.
He's
see.
not doing it to show off. It's more to kind of keep things interesting.
Yeah, you
know
need
what
to
I mean?
have visually different shots,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can do it with CG, do it. Yeah,
But you want to have like a
totally agree.
consistent style from like the live action and the CG stuff. You don't want to all of a sudden have this dynamic filming style for live action and then cut to CG and it's just lock-offs.
Yeah.
It's sort of like clashes, but he's very consistent in that.
So like he's hanging out with these guys for a while. They see this like alien bug thing.
It's really cool.
That I was like, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, it looks like a
Well,
little
it almost looks
reboot-esque,
like
but-
stop motion is the best compliment I can give it.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it
but
looks
looks
like-
the design I like.
It's almost like the little like thing creature when the head
Yeah.
sprouts
Yes,
legs.
2 eyes
has like
the
big
on
teeth,
like
yeah.
tendrils.
And
Yeah.
then like there's like a mama worm thing,
Which was genuinely creepy.
it was good. I hate to say it, but sometimes it did kind of look like it was floating.
Yeah.
But it was like pretty scary.
When it's coming down behind them, I'm like, oh man, this is actually kind of creepy. And there's a few scenes where it comes at camera where
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like this is very well done.
Yeah, so there's scenes of them like kind of like around like the campfire talking and stuff, but they have like another big showdown with this current like shadow man who's attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
And Gordon gets run over by a car and he just like flames out, which is like, I don't know how or why this happened. He doesn't know. And then he wakes up and he's back in the real
back
world.
in the real
and I was
world.
shocked, you guys. I thought we were never going back to the real world. I thought we were going to be in purgatory the rest of the movie.
I kind of wish we didn't go back to the real world because
I
we're
know.
there for a long time after we come
What?
back.
So much longer than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of cool. It's a little too long, but I admire
movie
that they
is a
kind of
little
stick with
long.
it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, like we're not even like cutting back to like see what the other characters are doing in like purgatory. It's like we're just here for a while. He sleeps at his buddy's place. He kind of starts drawing this like dark tower.
We do see what happens with the other characters because the Shadow Man switches bodies.
Oh yeah, we cut back to him, and that's when we see Despiser, completely a shadow, but a scary looking shape, which I feel like I wish we never saw it, I guess. But
he's speaking like, it sounds exactly like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
And that is the director doing the voice.
Philip Cook.
Oh, that is 100% the director. The second you hear someone start talking like this. Wait, was Dr. Claw, was it the guy who did Megabyte?
Megabyte.
I don't think so, but maybe. Megabyte.
No, Dr. Claw was Frank Welker.
Megabyte was Tony J.
Yeah, Tony J.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Shadow Man, he got in a car crash earlier and he like cuts off his leg and then basically blows himself up with a grenade so he can like switch bodies.
That he can just get a new body from this like lineup of bodies.
What confidence Philip Cook has in like all the guys who play the Shadow Man are like insane over the top performances. Yeah. They're all pretty consistent in that performance.
It's the same. They feel like the same character.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it works. And yeah, so for some reason it's kind of established that Gordon is some sort of messiah. Okay.
A second coming, if you will.
Yeah, because like our heroes, like they seem to be like, oh, well, you can help us. But like the bad guys are like, we can't let him leave. We need to get him back.
Yeah.
We have to make sure we get his soul, kind of.
Because I think the thing is that like everyone in purgatory is dead.
Yes.
They don't know it.
They don't know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They think they might not be.
So
Gordon is special because when he was hit by a car, I guess he just
went into a coma.
Yeah, on the side of the road.
It's like kind of flatliners. It's like he died, but then was revived again by his buddy. Yeah. So Despiser thinks he has some sort of special power. He's like, he can come and go into this world,
Yeah, so we have to get him.
We want to harness this power, but Despiser doesn't know that he's actually dead.
Purgatory wants him back, which is illustrated by a little troll doll who's like, you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die.
Can you guess who did his voice?
Philip J. Cook?
Yes.
I was going to say like Frank Welker or something like that.
Did you guys own troll dolls? April?
Yes.
No.
I had troll. I didn't have like an army of them or anything, but we had a couple.
Yeah, I had troll dolls too. Like they were that popular that like
they were
I
so
didn't
ugly.
want one. I just got them.
I didn't watch the show, the cartoon.
I don't think was there a show. I mean, there sure was.
I thought
one,
it was
but
called
I don't remember.
Trolleys.
What?
Trolleys?
I've
never heard of this before.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm looking here. Yeah, Trolleys. God, it looks like dog
What
shit.
do? You just like messed up their hair and that's it?
Well, you could comb it. You could put barrettes in it and stuff.
wow.
You could braid it. Girls like hair dolls.
Okay, so Trolleys, I don't think was. It was a bunch of specials.
Okay, I
Trolleys radio show sing along was the fun loving
actually called
Trolleys.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Radio show sing along.
Oh my god.
Contains such hits as "Don't Worry, Be Happy," "Kokomo," "Woolly Bully." Wait, speaking of '90s things, guys, have you ever been to the Woodbine Mall?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, so we went because it has a place called like the Fantasy Fun Fair, which has like a giant merry-go-round from 1911 that still runs inside. It has like one of those things that goes up and down. It has a whole bunch of rides. Like it has a little choo-choo train you can ride.
From 1911? Don't get on that thing, man.
Well, it was from 1911, and there's a big sign with like the information on it. They refurbished it in 1980, but the bones are from 1911 still.
Oh.
So
actually, you know what? It probably ran better in 1911. Everything was made of like steel and fucking iron
and like
stuff.
Teflon.
Yeah,
and,
now it's in asbestos.
Yeah. Anyway, the Woodbine Mall. It seems like there's very few actual stores, and the mall itself owns the stores because they all have the same stock. So it'll be like cheap goods, and you'll walk into this place where like there isn't even a cashier if you wanted to pay to buy stuff. Their stock is all from 1990 to like 1999.
Really?
I found a dozen Mambo No. 5 dolls that when you press their hand,
Dolls?
it plays Mambo No. 5. They had Power Rangers like sticker stuff from 1994 just being sold for real. It's been
love
like
it.
sitting there for that long.
Oh my god!
I
It's
love
like a
that.
treasure trove.
But wait, what
Yeah.
was the Mambo number 5 doll of? Was it Lou
It
Bega?
was Lou Bega.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
Yeah, I took a photo of it.
That's funny. They just played that song on the recent Boys.
Yeah.
Emily was like, I was like, oh man, I wonder if the battery still works. And I pressed the hand of a bunch of them. Emily's like, those batteries have been in that doll for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Like it's probably filled with acid if you
Yeah,
like,
they're just like
opened it up.
leaking out.
It's just gonna
Yeah.
explode.
It's like, do not play with those dolls.
Oh god.
Anyway, if anyone in Toronto wants to revisit the 90s, check out that mall. It's interesting because like it's like kind of decrepit, but it's also like the fantasy park was full. There were so many kids there. Like they were loving it. And it's also built like Disney World where there's fake facades of like as if it was like a little town all around the fantasy park.
Wow, that's so
The mall
weird.
is gutted. There's like insane gothic archways if you take the escalator. And but as I was walking through, there was like a big open middle part, and someone that worked for the mall walked over and put down like coloring books for kids to pick up and play. So
Oh wow.
I guess they're still in some ways taking care of it.
I think that
so.
mall is in purgatory.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
All those people are dead.
Despiser.
It's like in between time.
Yes, we've got to get Justin.
But
he can
it's
come
the-
and go.
It's the only mall in Toronto that has a store that sells pinball machines. So
Like actual full size pinball
actual,
machines?
because pinball machines have never been more popular
Yeah,
in the
they're
last like
crazy
10
popular.
years. Because like Spooky Pinball, Stern Pinball, they just did a Pokemon pinball machine that Stern did, where you can catch Pokemon when you play it. So you use your phone to like log in.
What?
And
Oh,
when you
man.
play, you catch Pokemon depending on what you do. Yeah,
How much does a pinball machine go for?
$12,000 probably.
$12,000.
Have you been
Yeah.
to Antisocial Pinball Bar?
I
Because it's a
love
place
Antisocial
that
Pinball. I went last week.
Yeah,
I was
really,
in heaven.
really want to go. I only went once to look around. I've never actually gone in and played.
And I went. I got my Stern
go.
Pinball membership. I went with some friends. We all like log into the pinball machines, so your name pops up and it keeps your scores and like
Oh.
bonuses and stuff that you do. So
Yeah, Colin, I gotta take you there because they got everything.
do
Anyway.
it soon because supposedly their lease is up in June, and the guy who owns it's like, I don't know if I want to keep
Oh
running
God!
it.
Why does this keep happening? Okay, so back to the movie. So
we go to Maggie and her mom's quote unquote apartment.
So. Okay, there's some amazing lines in this scene.
Yes.
Where the mom, not a big fan of our hero, she says he's insecurity incarnate, riddled with fear, an emotional car wreck.
It's very much like that scene from The Room.
Yeah.
Where she's like, you
Yes,
dump
that's
him,
exactly what it is.
basically.
Yeah, it's-
you need security.
It is great though, but it's clearly someone's house. But we get the exterior, which is a CG apartment because the script requires it to be an apartment for
Yeah,
the next
you
scene.
zoom into the window
Yeah.
and it's like a
penthouse
detached,
apartment.
a detached house in there.
But you can see outside the windows, and there are clearly cars parked on like ground
Yeah.
level.
But yeah, so it's established that the Despiser can send a minion to the real world. So if
Yeah.
he can do that, why? I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
So they send one of his like guys, as garbage bag man,
Mm-hmm.
who wears a cloak of garbage bags. He kind of scares Gordon by saying, "I'm going to go
gonna
after
get
Maggie,"
Maggie.
and then later. There's a rando on the window ledge right outside of her and her mom's apartment, and they have this long conversation. And then Gordon shows up, and he just like grabs her hand and jumps off and goes, "Oh."
Okay, can we just talk about the rendering on the human bodies
Yes.
in this shot?
I love it. They look like
Very
dolls.
Gumby-esque, like
Yeah.
Mr. Bill.
I think this was the shot they did on Corridor.
Yeah, it
Crew.
was this
Yeah.
whole sequence, and first of all, it doesn't look like an exterior. Second of all, when it cuts to CG people, it's they do many times in this movie. It's not just like a person that they filmed on a card. It's like actually a 3D person.
A model. Yeah.
It looks nothing like a human.
It's for less than a second, though,
Yeah.
right?
But it's fun.
all right.
It's weird that he didn't just cut to like a POV of them falling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
Shadow or something.
It's like I said, he will not. He has ambition and vision, and he's not going to cut that due to like limits in technology.
In Teddy Bomb, we threw a body off of a building that I was just like a scarecrow, like a hoodie we filled with. My friends made me cut it out. I'm like, this looks good. This is fine. They're like, no, get rid of it.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
it's your movie.
Yeah.
I know. I you know what? They were there was a mutiny on my hands.
You're all fired.
Yeah.
So
you don't make this movie. I make this movie.
Poor Maggie's in the hospital. Face comes out of the wall, kind of Freddy Krueger-esque.
Oh yeah.
It's Despiser.
She's in a coma.
Yeah, and he's like,
So-
yeah, come to purgatory.
She's also in between, and so he has a dream that she is in purgatory being held by Despiser, and she's like, "Come save me."
So he's got a plan. He's like, I'm going to go to my friend Sean Astin's house. I guess they were veterans together, so he's got a big stash of guns, grenades, stuff like that. All highly
He's like,
illegal.
"I have to go save her. I don't know exactly how." I don't
know the plan
He
here.
takes a car and guns to purgatory with him.
Yeah,
How does
what are
that
these?
work?
These are Freddy versus Jason rules.
Yeah.
That like, or isn't it in Freddy that you can bring objects if you're holding on to them?
Yeah.
Yes, because they bring
It's
Freddy
Nightmare
into
on
the
Elm
real
Street.
world in
Yeah.
the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he knows this. He doesn't know this. But yeah, they have a big argument, and he's like, "I'm going," punches him in the face. So he's driving, and he somehow figures out, he's getting like, I don't know, these two demons are like talking to him and stuff. So he drives again into the water, but it turns into a portal, and the whole car comes through, and he gets back.
Yeah, like how did he put this together that, that's one thing to like
The
for
troll
him.
doll certainly didn't tell
Yeah,
him.
his soul, like you can take guns now in a car, like
And
through a portal,
grenades.
and grenades.
But he's just on like his mission now to get back his woman. And like when he lands back in there, the troll doll is like talking to him. He throws it out the window and then he like shoots it.
This
and
is pretty
it never
fun.
comes back.
Yeah,
but I guess
it's-
maybe that's just an excuse to have like a cute little.
Yeah, it's a cute little like CGI.
It's like animated
troll
and
doll.
moves and
It's
stuff.
done pretty well.
Sure.
He's sleeping by the water with a totally real practical campfire.
Yeah,
Next
the
to him.
water is real too.
100% real. He's sleeping on the shore of like a lake. Again, completely real.
Yeah.
That's production value. He sees a vision of Maggie. He's like, I got to find the team. So he doesn't know where he's going. He's just driving around.
And she's like seemingly like knows what's happening. She's like, I was able to leave for 5 seconds to give you this
Yeah.
warning. You have to get find your friends.
He finds the friends being attacked by Shadow Man and the minions. They're kind of trapped in this like big building.
Keep saying minions. I'm thinking of like the
Banana.
yellow minions.
So there's a question, April. Parents that have younger kids, are minions still like ant memes these days? Like, are people still posting minions?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're not really that popular
I
anymore.
gotta
are
say,
they?
whenever I visit my friends with kids, I'm not seeing minion merchandise, minion dolls,
Okay.
or minion
Show me your
calendars.
rig.
So
Yeah.
maybe they're just out of fashion. I don't know.
There's a new Minion movie coming out. I know that. But
God, really?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll find out if I bet they still like the movies, but they're not like minion crazy where they have all the merch. I guess.
This is a great action scene. I love this scene. where
Which one
he's-
is this?
This is the one where they're trapped in the building, Nimbus and his team, and they're working their way up to the rooftop, fending off these rag men, I think they're called.
Yeah, a lot of like hallway like fight scenes. in
Yeah.
this.
And like a lot of like Gordon, he's on the rooftop of an adjoining building or like a building kind of across the road, but he's looking in this lots of his POV shots where he's seeing them fighting in the hallways of the CGI building and stuff. It's very, very well done.
I will say this is not a martial arts movie.
No.
There's the punches here and there, but it's mostly guns
Yeah.
and shooting.
yeah, it's mostly like firing guns off screen in a single, and then you see the impact.
CGI
on the-
blood splatters,
Which is actually pretty good.
Flash, what's it called? Flash.
The muzzle flash.
Muzzle flash.
Muzzle flashes are actually really good in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, it works.
I could swear that when he shoots the troll, it's actually like a real gunshot. Like out the
Well,
window.
who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Those they using blanks.
Could be.
Oh, you mean they shoot the troll for real? That.
Yeah, well, he's hanging out the window and he's shooting, and
Yeah.
I was watching the gun, and it actually recoils and like a shell like shoots out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they probably just had blanks then.
Nice.
It's the U.S. You can do that sort of thing, not get arrested. I think. So yeah, he hatches a plan. He kind of there's like this giant radio tower on the top of his building, so he kind of like blows up the cables. And I was telling April, this is like a scene from a video game where it's just like
Yeah.
you got to shoot the cables, and then the
And
tower
then the
will
whole-
fall.
And then we can cross the tower. I mean, exactly.
Yeah, it's like they make it up to the top just as like the thing falls.
They each have to cross it one by one, which is a pretty. It's a semi-tense.
It's pretty
scene.
fun. Yeah,
They
he's
all
got
make it
them-
across except for Charlie, who's the girl.
Charlie the...
Good day, mate. Oh, no, I'm dead.
She's halfway across. Shadow Man, like, reaches her and starts shooting her. And he's like, come on, Gordon, like, join us and I'll let her live. And she's like, screw you.
They don't even, like, kind of talk about her very much after that. They're like, oh, well, on with the show.
They do a small toast later. But, you know, our friends, they are kind of like... holding off this like vague hope that they will get to go back to the real world, but they kind of know.
Well, I think
they know that like we're going forward, and they say you either go to heaven or hell. They don't really know though.
They just like know that they have to fulfill their purpose, I guess, in purgatory.
They seem to know that the evil guys are evil. And we have to stop them.
So Charlie kind of sacrifices herself. She like destroys the bridge, taking them both down, which is really fun. All like CGI stuff.
The bodies falling down. Yeah.
So then they steal cars. They're like, we need some wheels, and then they break out and they steal a couple more, 90s sedans, I guess. So the goal is they realize that Despiser is like collecting all these rockets.
How did he get those? Did he make them?
He's pulling them out of the
them.
ground.
Okay.
They're pulling them out of the ground, and like there are some shots, some wide shots that are really cool, but there's like a kind of like battleship, like just sort of grounded in the background.
That was neat.
So I think maybe it's like some stuff from Earth is like getting merged in with like this world. So they're just collecting all these things. Yeah, he wants to blow up Purgatory, and he thinks that because of he can like breach,
tear a hole in the
I don't know between
dimension.
our universes.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's gonna like invade Earth and like kill everybody and blah blah blah. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe.
If that will work.
Well, yeah. Okay. So this is where it gets confusing. So they have some downtime, where they're like talking about stuff, and they know like, hey man, there's only one way forward. So. Yeah, we mentioned the special glowing thing earlier, the special glowing bullet that can kill these shadow men. And they have more. They have like a big chunk that's in a rifle and a small chunk that's in a pistol.
But here's what you need to remember. It doesn't matter. Because
Not
it doesn't
really.
play into it.
No. But like like earlier, the young guy says like, this is like kryptonite, and I was like, kryptonite? what time period are you from?
Yeah,
mister?
he's like a cowboy or something.
But I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he was a cowboy in like the 40s or something like that.
Yeah,
You don't know.
maybe.
It's possible.
So they storm the tower, Despiser's tower, and again, it's amazing. He's on this like lava lake. It's like Darth Vader's tower on.
Yeah, so basically, like the big last car chase sequence takes place on like an endless bridge that's over the lava leading to the Despiser
Even
Lake.
Colin was like, how long is this bridge?
What am I watching? Fast and the Furious 6?
They
Yeah,
are
that's what
driving
I was
so
thinking.
fast. They get,
But it's like another world, so who cares?
This scene is fantastic, and like Shadow Man has this gigantic gun on the front of his car.
Oh, it rules.
It's so cool. There's tons of like gunplay here. It's actually very, very well done. I kind of love it. Just despite the CGI rendering, it's camera work and the editing.
This is
really
why I
well
was
done.
talking about like PlayStation games, because it does feel, with the graphics and the plot, kind of video gamey, but in a good way.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's very dynamic and fun. I really enjoyed it. So they crash. It's like Shadow Man shoots like a missile out of this gun. It blows up the bridge.
They have this showdown with Nimbus.
Nimbus dies.
Well, they kind of shoot each other, but then Nimbus gets shot.
Yeah, he gets shot, and then he's got one last magic bullet in his revolver he gives to Gordon. What does Gordon say? His like line here before he shoots Shadow Man?
He's like, I got a bone to pick with you. It's like, I do too. Or something to explain, I think.
No, he says like, it was some cheesy line.
It's like, I got
something for you. You're dead, or something like that.
No, he just says die.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's a non sequitur afterwards.
It's like, I got a like topic for you to study. How to die.
Yeah, that's what it is. I have one too. It's like, what's that? Die.
So
There should have been more one-liners in this.
They work their way into like the tower and stuff, and this is where we were kind of laughing at the set design. It's just sort of like garbage bags, everywhere.
There are garbage bags on the floor with some wires over top.
a lot of like corrugated like dryer vents that are just painted black.
I'll take that over just all CG all the time.
sure, yeah.
He does combine some real sets
Yep.
and models with this green screens.
But they're kind of like working their way through this like
The corrugated
little tunnel.
plastic tubes.
It works, but then you smoke it up. You have like a blue light behind them.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention how well lit this movie is.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I can see it.
Exactly.
And if I can see it, then it's a win.
Yeah, take a look.
Especially at night. And I love at night they just do the spotlight thing where there's a huge floodlight in the area. No explanation of where it's even coming from. I don't care.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's purgatory. It's from everywhere.
Yeah.
They have just like they have like a really creepy scene where all the minions are like, free us. They're like begging them, and then Despiser turns
They call them
all.
like rag men because these guys are wearing rags.
So there's like another big gunfight here. They're like shooting people up. They get to the inner sanctum, which is kind of like these like platforms over water.
It feels like a what's it called where they're like the pipes are under a city and you go down the sewer. it's a sewer, right?
What's that thing that the lowly humans, those teenage mutant ninja turtles, the chuds live in?
In the movies, it's always like a huge tunnel. I don't know if it's really like that down there. I guess.
It depends where you go, but be careful because if it floods, you'll drown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just see those like TV shows where it's like sewer cleaners or something.
Hey, I'm not going down there.
Like
I've known friends who've gone into the sewers in Toronto.
Why did you like urban exploring?
Yeah, urban exploring stuff. They can get pretty big.
Are they like as big as they show them in movies sometimes?
I do.
It depends. But
Like,
it can be like people can walk around in them because you wouldn't be able to like back in the day like clean them or work with them if you couldn't get down there. So
yeah,
it'd be like I remember the remake of The Blob that came out.
The one from the 90s?
Yeah, that had like huge tunnels like underneath the city there. Huge big sewers.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's like water everywhere, but like one of the guys puts his hand in it and it's not wet.
Yeah.
It's like just to show that like,
Everything,
hey, this is magic water, guys.
Yeah,
So we're not gonna be wet. If
everything
we
is
get in
CG
it.
here. But it's good. It's a good little thing. And this is the scene that I saw on Instagram where the big spike tail comes out and impales.
But before that, I'm confused because he's like, there's a detonator. We can't let him set it off because then they realize what Despiser's plan is.
yeah, and then the heroes decide, well, what if we set it off?
And then later they just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And Despiser's like, no.
No!
So
Why did I surround myself with missiles? I didn't think about this.
I don't get it. But
Did you guys notice, like, Despiser shows up. He's this giant CGI creation with multiple arms.
Mm-hmm.
He originally has black eyes. And then he has eyes that are just, like, rolling around in his skull.
One is going the other direction.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
I didn't know if that was like an animation mistake or like
Probably.
Yeah, like a rendering error that his eyes are like...
yeah, or they like missed a keyframe and it's just like constantly rolling
He
or something.
unfortunately is the worst effect in the movie.
I love Despiser. He rules.
He's kind of cool, and I do like he like impales Jake, the cowboy guy, and he like tears him apart.
Yeah. It looks silly, but I like it.
Whatever. It's fine.
Did you guys notice that when our hero is fighting those ragmen, there's a shot of like CGI ragmen coming
Yes.
at him?
Yes.
I was like, why?
He just needed to fill the frame. He's like, we don't have enough people.
We would laugh.
Yeah, or maybe it was like an extra shot that he wanted, and he had the plate of our hero, but they didn't have like the second.
Yeah,
part.
they didn't. They couldn't shoot them on green screen, or didn't have the element that he needed, or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, there was like the CGI ones, and the animation is so funny.
It's interesting because they do go very Gumby, where you don't see any of the faces of human bodies.
No.
Yeah.
They always put a shadow over it.
Yeah, it's probably because he has
it would
one
look bad.
human like body that he uses for like all the characters. That's it.
Yeah, but yeah, they have this kind of like showdown, and well, obviously, like the young guy dies. The only one left is named Hanada, the Japanese guy. He's the only one left, and then I think he gets beat up by the minion guys.
Yeah,
our leading lady is in a cage that is in the water, the fake water.
So Gordon takes the Japanese guy's grenade and then he like tosses it down. It's a pretty cool shot where you like follow it down.
It falls in a
Forever.
very realistic way, like which I know it is a CG.
I love that CG shot of the missile go. Like, that's something he spent so much time on, you can
yeah.
tell.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So everything starts blowing up, and explosion.
Gordon is
He
revived.
somehow wakes up
In the real world.
It's now daytime. He crashed at night, and then the guy was like, it's some bum, I guess, saved him, and he's like, how long you been down there? It's like, I don't know. He revives him. He's like, thank you. Got to go get Maggie.
He rushes to the hospital.
She wakes up from a coma after some shocking paddles.
Yeah. He's all of a sudden inspired now and goes back to...
If you saw all that and you were an artist, you could just draw that, and then I was like, he should have like sold it to fantasy novel covers.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
instead he does like a hoity-toity art show with like these pictures that are like like an evil tower,
like airbrush. It's weird because you would think that the whole show would be of stuff that he saw when he was purgatory, but it's mostly just women standing in landscapes.
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
drew like his wife, like in
Maggie, but then the Dark Tower would be in the distance, sort of thing. So it's inspired by, but it's clearly...
There's just like a knight standing in front of like a flaming background for one of them.
And then there's like the last photo that they could have focused on is clearly just a photo from the movie. It's a still of the movie of like Nimbus and his crew sitting around a campfire, and they've just put like a painting filter over it. And it's really funny.
And it just zooms in on them.
And then the final shot is our heroes driving in a shitty-looking 90s sedan, looking very confused as the camera pans back out and we see rolling green hills, and they fly towards the most stock lens flare you've ever seen.
I think it's just supposed to be heaven, or like
heaven.
What I like is like it's just whatever's next. Who knows if it's heaven? It's just maybe a nicer place than where.
And then I love that the credits are all like have all the effects that they hadn't used, so they're all like,
dude, the credits are awesome. they move,
coming together and morphing.
The kerning adjusts, and it gets taller. And my mind was blown by this.
Whoa!
After all the wonders that we've seen in this movie, this is the thing that was blowing April's mind. It's like the letters are moving.
Yeah. So Justin, did you say what your favorite thing was? It
Troll Man. I love him.
Oh, the Troll
Man.
Man.
That's great.
I'll kill you.
And you know what?
Actually, my favorite thing is the guy that brings our hero to life, and he's like, "Oh, are you okay, buddy?" He has like a southern accent. I can't do it.
I'll actually say that the score is really good too.
Oh yeah, I didn't look up who did that.
Did
was
Philip J. Cook compose the score?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Okay.
Can you look it up?
It's actually really good.
I'll look it up as we're talking.
It sounds like
pretty good.
I was saying to April, it sounds like Enigma. Remember that band from like the
I don't
late
know
90s?
if Justin knows it.
No, I don't know them.
But they're kind of like new agey with like a beat,
like a kind of hip hop beat.
Yeah. And yeah, that's Despiser.
Terrific movie.
I feel like this is hard to recommend unless you're kind of already into these types of movies.
I don't think it's hard to recommend. You're listening to this podcast, watch
is a
it.
blast.
If you're listening to this podcast, I think you'll love it. But like, to
so
like normies,
this is for the fictional person that is not.
They're not listening to this podcast.
That
I'm
just
saying,
came
I don't know
across
if
this
normies,
podcast.
like,
that
like
heard it
this. Yeah.
out of a like window of a restaurant that's playing through the speaker system.
Is this well known? No, right?
No, it's not.
It's pretty.
You can watch it. It's on
underground.
Tubi as well.
Oh, that's great.
So.
But yeah, so YouTube, Tubi. There's a Blu-ray out there that is probably
very
really,
cheap too. It's like less than $20 US if you want to pick it up.
Wow, I want to check out
really
the
great.
behind the scenes now. I want to learn about the making of this movie.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and it's a pretty like easy watch too. Like
Yeah.
It's a little long.
It is
Like
a
you could
little
easily
long.
lose
It's a
15
little long.
minutes,
It's 145. I would say like cut it down to like 90.
it should have been 90.
Yeah,
I would say
it should have been
definitely. You could
tighter.
cut some of that stuff that's in the real world too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, but it's well paced. Like as far as
Yeah.
like action, some downtime. It is a very confusing story, but I like how it's kind of just like I want to do this purgatory thing, but it's not preachy. Like it's not really. I don't think it's super religious. It doesn't seem to have much of a message, a moral message.
respect God, and when you go to purgatory, you can go to heaven afterwards.
Perhaps if you shoot a bunch of evil guys in purgatory. But yeah, if you want to email the podcast, we're at nosuchthingasabadmovie@gmail.com. Also, shout out to the person who had recommended this to us. I believe their name on Patreon is just R. So thank you.
Thank you, R.
Whoa, they are the R of Reddit? Crazy.
We're on Bluesky and Instagram at No Such Thing Pod, and as I just mentioned, patreon.com/No Such Thing As a Bad Movie if you're at the $5 level, and up, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks. If you're on the lower tier, you don't have access to that. But I accidentally let everybody have access to the most recent episode recently because I messed it up.
How dare you, April?
Like,
so everybody who did, they owe us $5.
I think it's for like half a day, so people could listen to our catch-up episode. So yeah,
but they heard it and they're like, well, now I gotta subscribe. So thank you for doing so.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sometimes I mess up the permissions on that. But yeah, so 30, 40-minute episode on something new usually. The most recent one is going to be about The Pit, and great show. And we also
talk a little bit about ER too.
Oh, yeah, ER as well. And we talk about, we take questions from the audience, which turned into a discussion about Jim Carrey. So it's good stuff.
As one does.
Yeah, it's good stuff on there. And if you want to find me, I'm on Bluesky, Instagram, YouTube, just at April Atmansky.
You can follow me on any social media under my name, Justin DeClue, DCLOUX, and every week on the Important Cinema Club podcast.
You can find me online. I'm Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA.
Ooh, follow me on social media because I'm going to announce the date for when I'm doing my sports movie marathon soon.
What?
Nothing but sports movies.
What? So it's the first time, right, that you've done sports
First
movies?
and only time, yeah.
Well, that's great. Now, are they all going to be Japanese movies?
A lot of them will be, but not all of them. Japan is the country that has the highest level of quality movies of conventional taste that no one has seen. So that's one.
Well, you'll be happy to know I re-upped my Crunchyroll subscription so I could watch Catch Me at the Ballpark.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I've watched a couple episodes of that, and the first one almost made me cry. So
really?
It's a
Wow.
very good show, and I like the
very good, yeah.
characters, and it's funny. So
Are you going to become a baseball person?
I might.
Ooh.
I might. All I got to do is watch Rookie of the Year, and then I'm going to be in.
Hey, you guys can go see the Maple Leafs when they play at Christie Pitts for free. So
That's not a bad idea because then we would already be on Bloor Street where there's lots of places to go.
Yeah, there you go.
yep, you can bring beer. They don't even care if you drink beer there. So
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Well, maybe I'll look into that. Anyway, I sure hope it gets warmer soon because it's been
me too.
not a very
spring
warm
/ summer
spring.
start.
So here's looking forward to spring and maybe some baseball. Thanks for joining us. I am April Atmansky.
I'm Justin McClue.
And I'm Colin Cunningham.
Despiser!
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie. Is it laughing or singing?
Oh, it hurts to do that.